What's going on, guys? I'm Mighty back at the end with the weekly Rust Skins videos. I'm finally back, and this is what our Rust item store is looking like for this week, with the top sellers being number 1 is the Neon Small Comp Storage Box, number 2 the Sushi Sheet Metal Door, and number 3 the Cell AR. So let's get started with the limited store. There's nothing in the new general store section, and we'll get started with the clothing and armor. Let's have a look at the Colander Boonie Hat. So this is a Boonie Hat skin with a unique cutout going for $2.30. And it is, of course, supposed to be designed as a colander to wear on your head. So that's always nice. I do think this is definitely going to end up being a skin that ends up in a role player's video and will become probably quite popular. It's $2.30, but we do only have 3 Boonie skins that are below $2.30, one of them being $2.27. So I do think that overall Colander Boonie Hat is probably likely to be a relatively safe investment, even if you just picked up as a play skin. And if you do lose money off of it, I highly doubt it's going to be much. So overall, I recommend investing in the Colander Boonie Hat. I don't think it's going to have a crazy high demand, but I also don't think it's going to have a very high quantity on the community market. And once it gets released in a video, I'm sure it'll have a little bit of hype for a short time. All right, moving over to the Neanderthal hide shirt and the Neanderthal hide pants, both going for $2.30 each. So all of the clothing this week is above center store price. And this is a continuation of the Neanderthal set, where we've had a sleeping bag, a furnace, and maybe some weapons or something. Overall, the Neanderthal set has not performed well. However, I do think the Neanderthal hide shirt and the Neanderthal hide pants will perform a lot better, and that is because we never get hide shirts or hide pants except in the game. We also do have a hide halter neck that is very similar theme to this. It is leopard print, which is very old and has been in the game for longer than I've been playing the game for. So overall, the Neanderthal hide shirt and hide pants likely won't have a crazy high demand on the community market, because who's using hide clothes really? And then if they are using hide clothes, not using them for very long. So $2.30 is what they're going for. Not going to have a very high demand, but again, probably not going to have much quantity on the community market. And I do think as a long-term investment, these items will make you money, because I do think they're unique enough, and I do think that we don't get enough hide stuff in the game for it to really devalue these items. So overall, I'll recommend investing in them, but just keep in mind they are going to be a long-term investment. So if you don't have a very high amount of money spare in your wallet, then I wouldn't recommend putting all of your eggs in the one basket, because you're going to be waiting a while with that one. Alright, so that is all of the clothing for this week. We'll get started with the guns, and we have the Cell AR going for $5.40. This is the Borderlands AR for sure. This is a continuation of the Cell set, where we've had the Cell road sign, and that has performed quite poorly. At the moment, it's interesting because the Cell AR is currently 4th, and just a second ago it was 3rd, I'm pretty sure. So it's actually selling alright. I don't really think it's going to go above center store price, because it's $5.40, like as in on the community market. And I don't understand really why it's selling that well, because I think it's kind of mid. I mean, like, it's not a bad skin, but we've already had these kind of ideas. Like, we've had the comics, we've had the JPEG, and we've had another one that's like this. So we've already kind of had this. I do think this one it's well made and stuff like that, but I just don't think it's really anything new. And I do think there's other skins that are similar to it in concept, at least. So I don't know why it's worth $5.40, but overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Cell AR. I don't think it's got like a unique cutout on the iron side or anything like that, but if it does, then of course I'll like nod or something in the game. If it does, and if it doesn't, I'll shake my head. But if it does, then it probably is likely worth buying if it has a pay-to-win cutout. But I don't think it does, and overall, I don't think it's really going to have enough demands to go up in value from the $5.40 that it's currently going for on the Rust item store. So I'm not going to recommend investing in that bad boy off the Rust item store for this week. Moving over to the next skin, we have the Ditto Python. This is a continuation of the Ditto set, and I don't even really need to check this set. I really don't think this set will be performing well. I don't think this is really standout or anything like that. The ADS is bland. I think the artwork actually is pretty cool, but I just don't think it is Fortnite enough to go up in value for the Rust community, and so for $3.05, I'm not going to recommend investing the Ditto Python off of the Rust store for this week. Cool artwork, but it's not going to have demand once it leaves Rust store. Moving over to the Junkernaut SAR. So I think the only item in the Junkernaut set that's going to perform well is going to be that sheet metal door, and the only reason that performed well is because it had a cutout, which of course is pay to win, and it was also glow, so it's also pay to win. So double pay to win door there. So we do have a stockless SAR. It's got a standard iron sight, and it is got a standard everything else. I think it's pretty cool how the skin creator has made a screenshot of the SAR disassembled on the ground in pieces with the stock, the body, the magazine, and the barrel. I think that's pretty cool. $3.05 is what this is going for. It would be cool if Rust made weapons modular, and maybe that's what this skin creator is trying to like hint towards, it being a modular weapon, which is cool if that is like the lore behind the skin. So overall, I don't think it's going to have any demand once it leaves Rust store. It has a yellow glow sight. Overall, I actually like how the glow sight looks, but I don't think, not glow sight, yellow iron sight. I like how it looks, but I don't think it's going to be really beneficial to use. Even in the pictures, the skin creator is showing the examples ADSing in the desert / beach biome, and so it's blending with the background. So overall, not going to recommend investing in the Junkernaut SAR, and I don't think it's going to go up in value. All right, moving over to the Mark Ultra Thompson, going for $3.05. We've had the Mark Ultra AK and the Mark Ultra MP5. The MP5 is performing decent, and the AK is under the store price. So I think the Mark Ultra Thompson will likely be in the middle of the two, so it'll probably sit around the $3.05 mark that it's going for on the Rust store. So if you pick it up as a play skin, I don't think it's really going to be that risky, but overall I don't think it's going to have a crazy high demand. Also, its ADS seems pretty decent. It does have a red front glow, and then the back of it is just black, so I think it's pretty decent ADS. Overall, I don't know, I actually like the art, but at the same time it's just a bit too much, so it kind of all goes together and you can't really see what's going on very well, in my opinion. So $3.05 for a okay Thompson skin. And we also have a free Thompson skin currently available in the Twitch drops. I don't think this is a good time for the Mark Ultra Thompson to have been accepted. The free Thompson skin is also purple, so it's not exactly the same, of course, but it is similar-ish to the Mark Ultra Thompson. So overall, not going to recommend investing in the Mark Ultra Thompson off of the Rust store, and I do think you could be able to get it for cheaper with a buy order off of the community market. Moving over to the final skin of the week, we have the Ronin SAP going for $3.05, and this is a continuation of the Ronin set, where we've only had 2 successful items in the Ronin set so far as of today, and that is the kilt, I'm pretty sure, and the road sign glove. So I do think that is going to follow this trend for the SAP, and the Ronin SAP will probably not perform very well. So not going to recommend investing in it, even though I did just get buffed, and I do actually think the Ronin SAP does look quite nice. Overall, I like the Ronin set, but clearly it doesn't really have any demand, so I'm not going to recommend investing in the Ronin SAP off of the Rust store for this week. Alright, so now we'll move over to our deployables, and we have the Neon Small Comps storage box. This is the first small Neon box I've covered in my videos so far, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I might have covered the first one, I can't remember, but $2.30 is what this item is going for. So very good price for such a successful set, and I do think that the set is only going to continue succeeding. I do have one gripe though, and that is the fact that we're getting the exact same skins, but for a smaller box instead of just getting different skins. Like, why are we not getting a cards box, for example, red card, blue card, green card, all being as one box where it's just cards? I like that we got the fuel storage box. I'm pretty sure that was a large box, but I don't really think we need a small storage box. The food storage box is okay as a small storage box. The med storage box is okay for a small storage box, but I really don't think we need a small comps box. But I guess that could just be nitpicking. I do think that there is other items that these storage boxes could be themed after, and I don't think comps is really the most appropriate. So $2.30 is what the Neon Small Comp storage box is going for. I don't really have too much to say about it because it is exactly the same as the large one, which I'm actually okay with because it does make everything a little bit more coherent in your base, but yeah, is what it is. Overall, I will recommend investing in them because I don't think they're going to go down in value. I do think they're always going to have demand because they are just useful boxes. However, I do think that you don't necessarily really need a small comps box. You can have a big comps box, and then you'll never need the small comps box. So I guess if you're just starting, sure, have a small comps box. But if anything, I do think that the small drop box would perform better than a small comps box. So, you know, whatever. All right, moving over to the Quarantine Garage Door. Now, I actually really think that these skins always have a lot of potential, but just always kind of fall short. And I do think the Quarantine Garage Door is one of those skins where in the screenshots, we have the skin creator has put lights on the garage door frame. Why put lights on the garage door frame to light it up instead of actually making the skin glow? I just don't think, why? Why not just put two and two together? So definitely could have added some lights with glow to this garage door, and I think it would have sold better, it would have looked better, and it would have performed better on the community market. But at the moment, we do just have a non-glowing Quarantine Garage Door. I don't think the Quarantine sets perform very well, even though it is quite cool. It's performed on and off. We have had skins that have performed well and some skins that haven't performed very well. So $3.05 is what the Quarantine Garage Door is going for off of the Rust Item store. Overall, if you want to pick it up, I'd recommend getting it off of the community market with the buy order. But overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Quarantine Garage Door off of the Rust Item store for this week. We have one skin left, I'm pretty sure, and that is the Sushi Sheet Metal Door. So sushi. $3.85 is what this cheeky little bugger is going for, and we have had the Ramen Garage Door, and it doesn't say it on SCMM, but they are part of the same set, where I guess it'd just be like the food set. So the Ramen Garage Door is going for $6.85 at the moment on the community market with 77 quantity, and I do think that the Sushi Sheet Metal Door won't perform as well, so as I said, it's going for $6.85. And this Sushi Sheet Metal Door is going for $3.85. However, I do still think that the Sushi Sheet Metal Door is likely going to perform decently. It'll probably set it like $5, $4.50, something like that, somewhere around that price in my opinion. So overall, I will recommend investing in it. It is a little bit more expensive. It is slightly more risky because we do have so many sheet metal door skins and we do have glowing sheet metal door skins. We probably even have a glowing sheet metal door skin on the Twitch drops. I can't actually remember off the top of my head, but the Ramen Garage Door performed quite well. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sushi Sheet Metal Door performed well as well. So take what you will with that information. Personally, I'm not going to cop it. It's not really my style. I think the Ramen Garage Door was cooler, and I think the Ramen Garage Door, personally, I think it would sell more and better than the sushi one, but that is just my personal opinion. So do what you will with that information, and that is it for this week. Just a quick reminder of what the Rust Item store's top sellers are looking like. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and remember, have a skits one.